Hey, what's going on everybody? It is Slash687 back at it again with another PC build guide, and it is time! Kaby Lake has finally released. Buckle your fuckle, because we are building the first ever Kaby Lake build on my channel. Prepare yourself for a mind-numbing 2 to 3% performance increase as we go into this special build. My Amazon associate links to all the parts used in this build can be found in the description, and if you use them to buy the parts to this PC, I get a kickback and it helps out the channel a lot. I also have a general link to the Amazon website and the eBay website, and if you buy anything off of them, I get a kickback and it helps out, so I'd appreciate if you would use those. Now that I got all that out of the way, let's get into the video. Starting off with the CPU, I have the Intel i5 7600K. That sounds so weird. I'm so used to saying the 6600K, the Skylake compared to the Kaby Lake. So what is the difference between these two CPU architectures? Well, actually, they're essentially the same damn thing. They're both based on the same 14nm process. They have the same exact scaling per clock speed, performance to clock speed scaling, except the Kaby Lake does have slightly higher clock speeds across the board in both turbo boost and just your standard clock. To get into specifics, we have increased clock speeds across all models. We have improved performance in 3D graphics and 4K video playback. It's going to add native support for HDCP 2.2 along with fixed function decode of H.264, HVAC, main and main 10/10-bit and VP9 10-bit and 8-bit. Did I read that off of Wikipedia? No. Honestly, guys, not many improvements. It supports more PCIe lanes, but when it comes down to gaming benchmarks, you aren't going to see much of a difference, if a difference at all, between Skylake and Kaby Lake. It's an incremental improvement. I wouldn't even call it an upgrade because the architecture hasn't been improved at all, and the performance per megahertz hasn't increased at all. So when it comes down to it, these CPUs are very, very similar, but at the end of the day, it's the newer technology, and they're both about the same price. So i5 7600K, that's the CPU we're going with in this build. Kaby Lake is here, ladies and gentlemen. And to support our new Kaby Lake CPU, we gotta buy one of these brand new Z270 motherboards if we want to get advantage of all the strange features that most people actually don't use, but still, I mean, it's a Kaby Lake build. I'm gonna go with the Z270 motherboard. It's gonna allow us to overclock our 7600K, and to help with that, I have a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. Duh, it's the pretty much default CPU cooler on a budget. But yes, this motherboard is a very standard motherboard. We have 4 memory slots, supports up to 64 gigabytes of memory. It does have RAID support and Crossfire support, which is a good feature to have on a motherboard like this. 6 SATA 6 gigabit per second ports, which is a good amount. Good amount for all your SSDs and HDDs and other high-speed devices, and onboard USB 3.0. It's the cheapest Z270 motherboard you can get, and even though it's not necessarily bare bones, it leaves some to be desired, but at the end of the day, it's the cheapest one, and it has a surprisingly decent amount of features. For the memory, I went with the old standby, the crucial 16GB to 8GB kit of DDR4 clocked at 2133 MHz. It is generic RAM, no heat shields, no LEDs, just green generic silicon RAM. Plug this into the computer, and it does what RAM does. Cheapest you can get for 2 8GB sticks as well, coming in at only $83. Very good RAM right here. For the storage, I went with an SSD HDD combination. For the SSD, I went with the SanDisk SSD Plus 120GB SSD. I was going to go with a 240GB, however, it just wouldn't fit in the budget. I was really pushing the budget, so I had to go with this guy right here. It's the cheapest 120GB SSD you can get. The speeds aren't all that, but SanDisk actually does make a surprisingly solid SSD. I haven't heard anything but good things coming from SanDisk SSDs, and this one right here is no exception. For the hard drive, I went with a Seagate Pipeline 2TB 5900 RPM internal hard drive. Once again, it's not your standard 7200 RPM speed, it's a little bit slower, but I had to do that to fit it in the budget. you're getting a 2 terabyte hard drive right here for only $61. That's only like $10 more than a 1 terabyte hard drive. Very good deal for double the storage right here with our Seagate Pipeline hard drive. For the video card, I went with the Evga Geforce Gtx 1070 8GB super clocked gaming ACX 3.0 graphics card. So you're getting the brand new spanking ACX 3.0 cooler. I guess it's not really that brand new anymore because it's been out for a few months, but still, very good cooler right here. Great rehash on the ACX design. It stayed the same for so long and they finally redesigned it. I love the look of the new cooler. And GTX 1070, it's essentially the best, actually your only choice if you're looking for a graphics card in this price range. Very good benchmarks across the board. Expect to play 1440p games at ultra settings, AAA titles. Great performance right here. For the case, once again, I went with the old standby, the Corsair 200R ATX mid-tower case. This is my favorite mid-tower case, and it works great in a build like this. Simple, clean, plenty of space, good airflow, good cable management. All the check marks, hits all the checks. Great case right here for the build. Lastly, for the power supply, I went with the EVGA 600B 600 watt 80 plus bronze certified power supply. Pretty much, it's the cheapest 600 watt power supply that I could find that was from a reputable brand. EVGA makes very solid power supplies. This one right here is 80 plus bronze certified, so it's kind of efficient. And it's under $50 for 600 watts of clean power. So a good choice for the build. So that's gonna wrap it up, guys. I hope you liked the video. The first ever Kaby Lake build on my channel. Not the most groundbreaking improvement to Intel CPUs, and they really didn't have to make a groundbreaking improvement because AMD just hasn't given them enough competition lately. But I am looking forward to Ryzen with bated breath to see if they can finally give Intel a run for their money and start to encourage some more competition. So let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below, and if you have any questions, I'll be sure to answer them. Leave a like if you like the video, and be sure to subscribe if you're new, and check out my Amazon affiliate links once again. So, hope you all enjoyed. Have a great night. Peace.